Hello everyone, welcome back to the ongoing series on ethics, integrity and aptitude. In our last class we have studied the definition of ethics, right? So ethics means these are the guidelines or standards that are set by a particular society or an organization based on which an individual can determine what is good or what is bad, right? That means ethics lies in the domain of what is right and what is wrong. Okay. Now, question arises: does ethic changes? And if it changes, then how it changes, right? So the answer to the question is that ethics does change, right? And it can be understood from the following, right? See, at first ethic always changes as the experience of a particular society changes or a particular organization changes, right? So as we know that every society goes into a transition from the primitive stage to the modern stage, right? During this transition, the society faces various experiences, which in turn helps in shaping the ethics of the society from time to time. Okay, so you can consider the example of sati system here. So sati system at the past was considered as legitimate, right? But as the people of the society gradually became aware, the people became educated, the sati system was removed. Thus, this shows that as the experience of the people changes with time, based on his education level, based on the awareness level, a particular thing that was legitimate in the past can become illegitimate in the future, right? That means ethics does change. Okay. Next, ethics also changes by deliberation and debates. For example, the scrapping down of the controversial IPC section 377. Okay, so under this IPC section 377, earlier homosexuality was criminalized. Okay, so we have seen about the LGBTQ community in our social justice series, right? So we have seen how this community faces discrimination. Okay, so gradually there were debates and deliberations how this IPC section was very draconian for this particular section of the society, and thus this was scrapped. Okay, similarly declaration of the triple talaq as unconstitutional because this was against the women rights, right? Again, declaration of transgender as the third gender. Okay, thus it can be seen that ethics changes with the different discussions among the people, different debates. Okay, ethics can be changed. Next, ethics also changes internally. Okay, that means ethics changes with the personal reasoning. As the reasoning of the person changes from time to time, it shapes the ethics of that particular individual, right? Now this can be understood from the fact that article 21, which is the fundamental right in the constitution of India, has been redefined many a times. This is because people's reasoning have changed from time to time. Their understanding of things have changed with time, right? The most recent one to be added under this article 21 is the right to privacy. Okay. Next, ethics keeps on changing with the person's age. So this can be understood with the example of the work ethics. See, when an individual was a child, he was very reluctant in doing the works that was given to him, either by his parents or it is the homework from the schools. Okay, now the same child, when he becomes a grown up or he becomes an adult, okay, so he was not reluctant in doing his work because he understand that he, in order to sustain, he have to do his job. Okay, so thus the work ethics has changed. Earlier which was a forced work, now it has become the deliberate action of the individual, right? Thus it is seen that, or it can be seen that ethics keeps on changing with age. Okay, next, ethics also changes with the social situations. Okay, ethics also changes with social situations. For example, if you are in a society where there is ban of beef, okay, now if you start eating beef in that particular society, then you will be in danger, right? So you are going against the interest or against the ethics of that particular society, or you are working against the particular social situation that was prevalent in that particular society. Thus, this may not be true in a society where there is prevalence of beef eating. Okay, thus ethics changes with the social institutions, right? So this can be understood with another example of caste system, right? So we all know that caste system is still prevalent in many parts of the country, although its degree may vary. Okay, for example, if you go to the northern states of the country, you can still see the prevalence of the caste system. So in states like Haryana, there are institutions like Khap Panchayats, okay, which still decides or gives its judgment about the cases like the intercaste marriage. Okay, so if you go and speak about the intercaste marriage in such states or in front of such institutions like Khap Panchayats, then you may face the wrath of those people, right? Because you were because the ethics of that particular society may not be same with your ethics. Okay, this may not be true if you go into the northeastern states, because the caste system in the northeastern states is or the degree of the caste system in the northeastern states is very less. Okay, you can see a very rarely about the prevalence of caste system in the northeastern states. Okay, thus ethics keeps on changing with the change in the social situations, right? So another question arises: are ethics the final conclusions to one's action? Okay, so can you consider the ethics as your final guidelines, right? So the answer is that they are only the framework, right? So one cannot justify his action, okay, or one cannot conclude the ethics to be his final action, okay, and one should keep examining or checking his ethics, right? As we have seen above, that ethics changes with social situations, right? We have discussed about the Khap panchayats, right? So if you go and speak about intercaste marriage in front of them, then it will jeopardize your safety, right? So thus ethics cannot be a final conclusion to one's action. Okay, so one should keep on checking his ethics. Okay, so this is the today's video. Thank you for watching.